the hope, the mikveh Yisrael is God. Kol ozvecha yegoshu. All who abandon him will be shamed. V'surai ba'aretz yikatevu. And all who turn away in the world will be doomed. Ki azvu, because they abandoned Mikor Mayim Chayim et Adonai, because they abandoned the source of the living waters, which is God. Or it could be said that God is the source of is called Mayim Chayim. The source, Mayim Chayim is God, who is the source of all things. So the word mikveh means hope, but it also, also a mikvah is a ritual pool, and a ritual pool is what the ancient Israelites, and particularly the priests, used to purify themselves in when they reached a state of impurity by coming in contact with the dead. And in order to go into the temple and offer the offerings, they had to purify themselves in a mikvah. And there are 5 different levels of mikvahot, like powers of the mikvah. And the highest level is called Mayim Chayim, living waters. And living waters are like a river, like a lake, wherever there's water flowing in and out. And the ocean is the ultimate Mayim Chayim, living waters. And that's the only thing that can purify somebody from coming in contact with the dead. Now, we have a nice mikvah over here, and we still use it for ritual practices. We don't concern ourselves with those issues of tahara, purity, because the temple does no longer stand, and so they're not applicable. But we still retain some traditions for the sake of our link to the past. And there's a ritual of going to the mikvah for a woman every month after her menstrual period. And then after that final purification, then the couple's allowed to resume their marital relations. And modern Jews, such as ones in our movement who practice this, the men have also taken this up. It's a little innovation, but it's a way to show that it's more than what our ancients did, but it's really a spiritual renewal. So we're very concerned about keeping the Mayim Chayim, that the waters should stay living and not have a lot of dead things in them, because they won't have their power to renew us and restore us in our souls.
Thank you.
We're to value everything that we see and everything that we touch as a part of ourselves. So water plays a big part in Islam as far as the life-giving substance, the source of life. All life comes from water, according to the Quran. But you know, as human beings continue to grow, and I consider my life as a tremendous growth spurt today because of what I've heard here today. I didn't know this before. And I'm just thankful that Mona invited me to this and to be a speaker here, because I have truly grown today, and I'm looking at life from a different perspective, which leads me to my next point. This is the reason why we don't have the participation, because of ignorance. Ignorance plays a big part in what's going on, because before today, I didn't know what I know right now. I'm not the same person I was when I came into this room because of knowledge. Knowledge obligates you. And I think that as the religious leaders of the world, and we are the most powerful force, the religions of this world are the most powerful force. We have the most influence over anything in this world. We do. But until we start teaching our people, and I don't know of any religion that when they open the services every Sunday or every Saturday or every Friday, where they teach the moral aspect of life or teach ethics. I think that should be every Sunday, every Saturday, and every Friday, because I think the more people love themselves and see their brother, and look at their brother as themselves, that we'll start looking at nature the same way. We'll start looking at water. We'll start caring for the trees. We'll start caring for this. An unethical person or unmoral person will never care for God's creation the way it needs to be cared for, because that person really becomes a selfish person. And a selfish person can never love anything the way it needs to be loved. I think it's a very important role in religion to teach the people ethics and morals, so they can start respecting water and respecting the trees and respecting all the things that God has made. And we do. One aspect I like to say is that out of all the things that God has created, God only created one thing in life that lies. That's a human being. Nothing else that God has created ever lies. We're the only one that lies. And when we become unethical and we become unmoral, we'll lie to ourselves, and we'll start believing those lies, and we'll start living those lies. And this is the reason why I think that when you talk about the oceans being acidic, and when you talk about the length that they're cutting down too many trees, and we talk about all of these things, that we don't get it. It's because we live these lives where we just whole life is just lies and concepts that we don't equate to creation itself.
Right? Water, earth, ether or space, then air and fire. Now these five things manifest in so many ways. There is a whole theory they have how everything can be explained. They have wonderfully explained the human anatomy in these five elements. Okay, I'm having committed to this, and finally we say, okay, let there be peace within me, let there be peace within the society, let there be peace in the universe. And all this idea goes so comprehensive that there we try to address everything in a very dynamic equilibrium way. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, I will try my best to address. Thank you.
There's a popular Bible verse, the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. A lot of people forget there's a second verse in that psalm that talks about the earth was built on the foundation of the seas. It was built on the depths of the oceans. And if you think about building something with acid eating away at the foundation, I think we get at the crux of what the moral issue is and the issue of oceans and the